I'm Veronica.
Hello guys, this is Christopher doing another video once again on Share My Story. Why I'm doing this because my first ever Share My Story video had so many views, not so many, but the most views in my YouTube channel. By the way, I'm wearing the old orange jacket. If you didn't know, this was when I used to vlog. I used the red jacket for game videos, but I don't feel like vlogging or stop motion, so I'm gonna wear the orange jacket. But let's get to the Share the Story.
In Mexico. My family had always been poor. Hey, I'm Veronica, and I grew up in Mexico. My family had always been poor, and one day we decided to move to the U.S. for a better life. But once we arrived, things only got harder. My mom couldn't find a job, so my sister and I were practically homeless. In a last attempt, I decided to find a boyfriend or some kind of man that could support
Okay, guys, tell me in the comments if you know how to be homeless. I don't know the feeling of it. Like, having no food, like, have to go dumpster diving, like...
Financially. I mean, I was 21 and rather good looking. I bought a short dress and some high heels.
Wait a minute, if you're homeless, how did you have the money to buy a dress and heels? I smell crap.
Then I went to the most exclusive bar in our city. A lot of weird guys approached me, and I was willing to say yes to any of them. But, of course, I wanted to see just how well I could do. There was one guy in the corner, sitting right next to an extremely beautiful girl. He was holding her in his muscular arms, and his face was so damn handsome. I normally wouldn't do such things, but I just sat next to him and interrupted his conversation with the other beautiful girl. I said, "Hey, my name is Veronica. You're very handsome." He turned to me and said, "You look good too." I could see he was a playboy. He had been with many girls, and the way he stared into my eyes told me he was dangerous. The other girl got jealous and tried to get his attention back, but he pushed her down the couch to make more space for me. Then I realized just how muscular and strong he was. He put his big arms around me. If he wanted, he could have hurt me so easily, but I'd never...
Why is she mentioning my dangerous boyfriend? Why are you mentioning he could hit you? Like, why are you mentioning that so much in this video? Let me guess, he's gonna hit her. I bet you he's gonna hit her.
I leaned over to him to try and kiss him, but he pushed me away and said, "You think you can have me that easily?" I said, "I will do anything to please you." And he responded, "Will you?" He pressed me against his big body.
I was
so small.
It was already animated, but this ran 100% anime. There's something missing. Where's the Japanese actors?
Compared to him. After we left the bar, I followed him to his car. I wasn't sure if I should go with him. I had just met him, and I saw in his face that he wasn't a pushover. No, he had no problem to hurt someone. And against my instinct, I went home with him.
He's gonna
on the
hit
ride,
her.
he put his big hand upon my leg. I was
it.
wearing a short dress, and his hand went all around my thigh. When we arrived at his home, I realized how rich he was. I asked him what he was doing for a living, and he told me he was a professional athlete. Well, that explained why he was so muscular. And we didn't even make it to the bedroom. We made out right on the living room couch. I loved the way he put his big hand around my neck. It was such a thrill. He could have hurt me so easily.
What am I watching? What am I...
That's what I liked. The next morning I woke up. I asked him for his number, but he said this was a one-time thing.
What's going on? Could you guys hear me?
anything to please you. And he responded, will you? He pressed me against his big body.
Is it just me? Could you guys hear me? I think you guys can hear me. Okay, the thing's broken. That's great. If you guys can't hear me, my phone is jacked up then. But if I rewinded it back, it was talking, I think. But what's going on?
Come and visit him, you know?
Oh. Bonus story?
Hey, I'm Anika, and until the age of 17, I had a perfectly normal life. I was...
But what? Okay, guys, it's broke. Can I throw something? I'm gonna throw this Amazon box. Oh God! Okay, I feel.
Come and visit him, you know?
Feel Army. That's what you.
Hey, I'm Anika, and until the age of 17, I had a perfectly normal life. I was pretty, good in school, and in a
Okay, in the end of these videos, what do I think about that video? I think it's real.
happy relationship with my boyfriend
I give
Lewis.
that a real.
Well, at least that's what I thought.
Oh.
Because one night, everything changed. I was on my way back home from ballet practice when a guy ran up to me and threw a bucket full of liquid on my face.
What? Is
At
that
first,
acid?
I thought it was
yeah,
a prank,
that's acid.
but then my face started to burn more and more until I blacked out. When I woke up again, everything was dark. I thought the lights were off, but something was different. My whole upper body was hurting, and when I touched my face, I couldn't feel my eyes or nose. My whole face felt like an old margarita pizza, and all I had left was my mouth to breathe through.
Don't mention
I
that.
felt like I was trapped in a nightmare. No light, no face. I wanted to cry, but I had no eyes.
Oh, that's
so instead, I said,
sad.
"Where am I? Where am I?"
I can't.
It was hard to
imagine.
speak without lips, but fortunately, my right ear still worked. So I heard my mom when she said, "You're alive. Oh, my love, what have they done to you?" She was crying and hugging me. After she calmed down, she told me that someone had thrown acid in my face, and it had burned away my eyes, my nose, and lips. So it wasn't a nightmare.
Wait a minute, what? If she doesn't have no eyes, why
My
is
mom
she
when
giving?
she said, "You're alive. Oh, my love, what have they done to you?" She was crying and hugging me. After she calmed down, she told me that someone had thrown acid in my face, and it had burned away my
Look,
eyes, my nose, and lips.
she has no eyes, and she's giving her a mirror. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna throw this ball. There. Okay, so that was very weird. Like, this is so messed up. She's giving her a mirror when she can't even
So it
freaking
wasn't
see.
a nightmare. My face was really gone. But why would anyone do this to me? I'd always been a very friendly girl, and even when my classmates made fun of me, saying I wasn't smart, I never talked
You're
back.
so
I just don't
stupid.
like conflict. But my anger quickly turned to shame when my boyfriend came to my hospital bed. Even though I couldn't see, I knew how ugly I must have looked to him. He asked me, "How are you?" But it didn't even sound like he was worried about me.
Girl, you might be ugly from the outside, but you are pretty in the inside. Just don't hate yourself completely, please.
I could
Serious Chris here. I might make stupid jokes, but in the end of the day, this might be real. So, in the end of the day, you might be ugly in the outside, but You're still pretty in the inside. Remember that.
Even hear a bit of disgust in his voice. It felt like he had only come to visit me because it was his duty as my boyfriend. Because after just a few minutes, he left again. I never felt so bad before, and this time I was able to cry. I could feel that somewhere under my skin, tears were forming. The day the police came to visit me, they wanted me to describe what happened, and they asked if I had any enemies or if someone had threatened me. I told them I couldn't think of anyone. But 2 years earlier, one of my old classmates had threatened me, saying, "Be careful or I'll throw acid on you." But that was 2 years ago, and I never
That's what
took
I was
it
gonna
seriously.
say.
That girl had been jealous of me because I was in a relationship with Lewis. I knew that in my city of London, acid attacks were common within the Black and Muslim community.
Okay.
But I'm 100% white, and my parents are of Irish descent. After a month of investigation, the police found out what happened. They figured out that my old classmate who had threatened me 2 years before had an affair with my boyfriend Lewis behind my back. But because he didn't want to break up with me, she paid her cousin £200 to throw acid in my face. The police found the exact same acid that was thrown on me on her cousin's clothes. The police also took GPS data from his phone that showed he was very close to me on the night of the accident. The trial went on for several months. When the cousin was asked if he wanted to apologize to me, he started crying and said he was so sorry,
I really
but you could
don't
hear in his
mean it.
voice
I'm
that he was only
sorry.
acting. He came up with one excuse after the other for why he'd thrown acid on me. He even said his parents had never loved him, and he needed the £200 his cousin gave him to pay off his debts.
Wow.
Listening to his excuses disgusted me, and even the judge told him to shut up because no one wanted to hear his lies anymore. In the end, both of them got 20-year prison sentences. But to be honest, I'm not sure if that's fair considering they've ruined my face for the rest of my life.
That
And
is true.
if they behave well in prison, they might get out much earlier. I recently visited my former classmate in prison, the one who had ordered the acid attack. Of course, it was weird meeting her. I had no eyes to look at her directly, so all we could do was talk. I asked why she had done it, and she explained that she had always envied my beauty. She said it broke her heart when me and Lewis became a couple, and the only way to take him away from me was to destroy my beauty. At last, I asked her if she regretted what she had done.
Why can't you not find another man? Yeah, you might like that man, but there's always another one. I had 5 exes, and I'm not joking. You could ask my friends. But there's always another man, dude. Don't date me because you're a terrible person.
And she immediately said yes, because now she would have to spend the best years of her life inside prison. That's when I realized that some people truly only care about themselves. She didn't apologize or anything. She only regretted being caught for her crime. I gotta be honest, I still sometimes get angry about what happened to me. It was such a senseless crime where everybody involved lost. The hardest part is that I will probably never find another boyfriend. After what happened to my face.
Hi, where can I get a cab? タクシーを得ることができますか？
はい、そこにタクシー乗り場あります。
Yes.
Face, my now ex-boyfriend Lewis cut off all contact with me, and I gotta admit that this hurt even more than the acid attack. But it won't stop me from living the good life. My parents recently bought me a guide dog, and to be honest, I like him even more than I liked my ex-boyfriend.
That's good.
And even without a boyfriend, I can still get pregnant using a sperm donor and have my own kids. I just hope that in a few decades, technology will advance far enough that my doctors can fix my eyes and face again. But luckily, there are many jobs for blind people like me. Right now, I'm working as a call center agent during the day, and I've also started practicing DJing as a new hobby. I guess all of us face tragedies and evil in our lives. And even though it wasn't my fault that someone threw acid in my face, it would be my fault if I let it make me become bitter and resentful. That's why I'm not calling for retribution, but for more police and harsher punishments to prevent this senseless violence. Because right now, acid attacks here in the UK are on the rise, and some of the victims are less than 10 years old. Thank you for listening to my story, and let me know in the comments how you would deal with losing your face and becoming blind.
Shut up. I give this a real. I think both of these stories were real. Really, when I watch these share my story, I really don't care for them. Okay, okay. Comments are pretty boring. But guys, that was just sad to watch. Oh dear God, what is this?
Hey, I'm Jasmine, and I have the strictest parents in the world. Whenever I got less than an A, I was severely punished.
Whatever. Well guys, if you liked that video, subscribe and bye!